He burped it. He burped it, people.
Burpity burp 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 burp.
But yes, we're here. We're live, and I do have an intro for you, which I'll get to in a moment.
Ooh.
How are you, gentlemen, doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Can't complain.
That's good. Glad to hear
Just
it.
got done making some dinner. Had some roasted golden potatoes, broccoli, and veggies with some fucking homemade meatloaf I just got done making.
Nice,
While watching Obi-Wan, baby.
nice. What about you, James? How's it going? What you up to today?
Worked, got home, and watched the episode of Stranger Things,
Nice,
season 4.
nice. Yeah, I got to start that soon with the wife. All I heard was great. Not even good. I heard great things about it. Everybody's like, "Yo,
So good, man.
it's fucking awesome. You got to watch it." I'm gonna try to start maybe Friday if we have time. Hopefully, maybe Friday or tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's Friday or tomorrow. But I'm gonna pop up this intro for you, rad cats, right now. Wow. All right, I'll be right back. We'll be back. What's up, people? It's that time again. What time is it, you ask? It's time to review another episode 301. 301. Leprechaun in the Hood is where we're going with this one. Leprechaun in the Hood. So stay put, buckle up, roll one up, take a few hits, get that bong ready, and get ready to have some fun with us right about, you know what, hold up. Welcome to the madness right about now. Leprechaun in the Hood, guys. Leprechaun in the Hood. Not the greatest movie, but I had a good time with it as far as laughter, which that's what you're expecting from this type of film, horror comedy. I got high first, and I watched it. I laughed a lot.
Opposite with me.
Huh?
It was the opposite for me.
All right. Let's see what he has to say.
I liked it better the first time I seen it. The jokes now are not that funny. So, yeah. I'm going to give it 3.
Okay. That's not bad. That's respectable. Especially for the type of movie it is.
I mean, I do recall this being a little bit better when it first came out. This was one of my favorite
Leprechaun movies.
Characters. Well, not just the Leprechaun period, just one of my favorite horror movies when I was growing up or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it holds up okay. It's not horrible. Some of the effect. Well, just as my early rating, I'm gonna go with 5.
Okay. From what you were saying, I was thinking it's going to be a 2. The way you were starting this out. I was like, oh, shit.
No.
See, I had a good time with this. I'm giving this a 6. I had fun. I laughed. It did what it... Here's what it is. And I said this earlier for a TikTok video. Leprechaun in the Hood did, which is, I believe this is part 5, did what I wanted Leprechaun 5, which was in space, to do. Which is Leprechaun in the Hood. You know it's going to be the corny, silly jokes. You know it's going to be the corny one-liners, but they're funny. The cheesy songs, which I was thinking about this earlier. What was it, the late 90s through the early 2000s, where you had either a group of kids in a rock group, a rap group, some sort of music group, and they have to perform for whatever reason, and they just put those type of stories, even if it wasn't wrapped around the whole story. That wasn't wrapped around the whole story in this one.
Is it the 80s?
A rapper.
It was 80s hip hop, right? Or was it 90s? I don't even know.
Yeah, it started out in the 70s when he found him in the fucking train catacombs or whatever. And then a little bit later it comes out. I want to assume this was the 90s because this was gangster rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
yeah, that's true.
Relevant.
Yeah. True. And I'm going to call it out. The song sucked.
Oh, the songs were garbage in this movie.
Oh my god! I was like, "Shut the fuck up!"
But that's what.
At first, I thought he said, "I'm Master." He said, "The post." That's Master P, right? Young Master P.
No, Postmaster P. His name is Postmaster P.
I don't know. Yeah,
because he
okay.
delivers.
No, I thought Master
positive
P.
messages. No, it's
I
not the
thought
rapper Master P. That's not him. That's why he said post and then like
yeah,
post Master P.
that was so corny. All right,
but again, like I was saying though, James, that's when even through TV shows they were doing it. I feel like the music was better for the majority of the TV shows because they had like a series of buildings, so they had to make the songs at least halfway decent and people halfway talented. But not for all movies, so people don't start your keyboard warriors. Don't do that bullshit because I'm just gonna ignore it. A lot of the music sucked. Like in the when they're performing the music, then again, there's a lot of movies they had some great ones, but this movie right here, nah,
sucked. It was horrible.
But again,
you got Ice-T as an actor. Tell him to write. They're only like 2 verse raps. They just like say for like 2 verses, and then something happens. The action happens. It's like they don't get through the whole song.
Yeah, but so I guess with the music too, though, with this, which
the words made no sense. I don't know. I was like, what the fuck am I here?
I guess you could say, hang on 1 second, excuse me. Like they as far as like making a good song, I think they didn't want to take away from the silliness of this movie. And that's why, and I mean, their music was corny. That's why they weren't going to go to LA or whatever when that, you know what I mean? When they performed in front of those guys at first. Now later when he had the whistle, he's like, yeah, you guys are going to LA and all that shit. Their music was garbage, so they played in. I like how they played into that in the movie as well. They didn't try to sell it in the movie like, these songs are fire. They're like, nah, we're just gonna throw some shit together, and just, those lines are way too fire. Make it cheesier. Cut that shit up. Make this shit cheesier.
And it comes with the comedy. I didn't laugh as much as I thought I was going to. I think though, I don't know what one is. Is it Leprechaun 2? The one where he does the pogo stick?
Oh, that's a good question.
I haven't seen him in so long.
That shit was funny, and there was other funny shit he did in that one.
That's a great fucking question, Gene.
So I remember laughing over in that movie more than this one, and this one was like straight up. They wanted it to be funny, like 100%.
I mean, like I said, it wasn't horrible. My biggest gripe about this movie wasn't even the fact that the raps were bad. It wasn't that fucking some of the laughs were kind of cheesy or whatnot. Honestly, it was just the way the fucking thing was like cut and edited. There was a lot of spots where like it would have been cool to see what the fuck happened on the screen, but you don't see what the fuck happens on the screen. Like he just pops up in places and then he does a rhyme fucking riddle thing for whoever he's gonna attack possibly, and then when he does finally attack, there's nothing on screen.
Yeah.
The most we got was the finger being broken off.
True,
and then that's it.
True.
I was like, wow. You didn't see him stabbing the dude with the pick in the neck. You know what I mean? You didn't see him coming at when he was talking to the what was it, the pawn shop guy or whatever, fucking when he was the
find it first.
Whoever the fuck that was that he was kissing or trying to fuck on or whatever.
Yeah.
It just cuts away on the screen and that's it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's I wish they did show the kills.
Really? That's part 1.
Isn't this the Leprechaun kill or I put pogo stick kill?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. This is one. Okay, never mind.
He's about to do it in a minute. Too much damn talking.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
This is not the pogo stick. The pogo stick, he did it to an old man, I think.
I'll try to find it again.
This one, he rips the clover out of the stomach or something. He does something with his stomach because he swallowed the coin.
That's right.
Yeah, this one didn't really hit all that much on like the scary.
Oh, definitely not.
Me.
It was all for funny, and it wasn't that. That's what I'm getting at. It's like this. They went hard on and tried to comedy, like him sitting in the chair, like he's serious, like he's a mob boss. You know, like he's like taking a hit, and the leprechaun, you just see his eyes like looking around, like nothing. It's like he's just sitting there chilling. It was supposed to be funny. That's all it was.
Yeah, well,
because that thing in part 1, motherfucker was nonstop trying to kill him.
And I was gonna say another thing with this too is this is the time where you had those like overly cheesy, like this movie was almost like a a spoof movie in a sense of like hood movies
Okay.
with the Leprechaun in it. That's basically what it was, and it's not now. Listen close, people. Listen close when I say this. I am not comparing it to this film, not in the least bit. But the cheesiness of it makes me think of like a scary movie, or even like a Menace Society. Don't be a menace while drinking juice in South End. Whatever the fuck that shit's called. Just the cheesiness, like as far as the ghetto comedy horror kind of, or ghetto comedy like gangster film type of thing, because that's what it was. The ghetto, but the comedy version of that. That's always like dumbed down and silly down so much, and then you just throw a Leprechaun in there with some horror, and you got the horror comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And for what it was supposed to be, that's why I enjoyed it, and that's why I gave it a 6. Because for what it was supposed to do, and it did make me laugh a few times, and I watched it high. I feel like this is the type of movie you watch high. This is probably a good which actually a few years ago, me and my stepdaughter and one of our old friends, we played Monopoly and watched. We were just going through these movies. So, but so I would say with that, Leprechaun in the Hood is definitely a good movie to where, like, if you have the same people who have like a similar sense of humor and you smoke, you get high as shit, and then watch this movie together, and it'll be a better experience than watching it alone. Alone, I gave it a 6, but that's a high 6. Meaning like I was high 6, but like on like a good movie quality, like if I was watching this for like a good horror movie, maybe like a 3, 2. I wouldn't give it a negative because I would still find it entertaining. But I'm saying like a good horror movie that would scare you. This may scare some people, mostly children. I will say this:
be watching this anyway.
It varies. It varies. I guess it depends on what you let your kids watch. But no, I was gonna say too is like this. I think the first time I seen this one, I was in North Carolina. I used to go down there every summer with my father because I got family down there. I'd rent horror movies with my cousins down there, and I believe it was one of the Leprechaun movies. I want to say it was this one. It might have been like 1, 2, and this one, but this one is just like I always want to watch it when I've been watching Leprechaun movies. When I'm binging them, I'm like, I can't wait to get to Leprechaun in the Hood, which I need to start doing that again on St. Patrick's Day. I know it already passed, but besides the point. And this is just the one where I'm just like, I can't wait to get to this because I know I'm gonna laugh. I know I'm gonna be high when I watch this one, especially. I'm gonna just laugh at the cheesiness of it, the corny jokes, the overly ghetto acting, it was just so fucking funny. It was just so fucking funny with those type of things. So yeah, I'm not mad I watched it. It's not something, at the same time, saying all that, as much as I enjoyed it, it's not something I'd rush back to watch. Would I watch like the whole franchise? Of course. But I don't know when I'm gonna do that. I mean, maybe I'll wait till next March and figure something out for the pod for that month. We'll see.
Yeah, the Leprechaun movies are one of those things. Like, they're not the best movies, but when one comes out, you have to watch it. Like, I'm drawn to it, and I have to watch it because I know it's not going to be great. Like, even the remake, they did the remake. You know how the reboot WWE or something.
Yeah.
I knew. I was going in there. I was like, okay, I know this. They're not going to make this good, but because it was Leprechaun, I had to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't know, even though they did a remake.
Yeah, WWE tried.
They did. I didn't watch that one either yet. I need to. I definitely.
So what did they categorize this?
It's a weird one. It's more into his world, kind of.
Action, comedy, fantasy. That's what IMDb has it as. Not even horror, not even nothing. Just action, comedy, fantasy.
I feel like you have to throw it in horror just for what it is. Is it scary? No.
I think part 1 would have been definitely in the horror.
And here, all right. Here's something else I want to say. With part 1, right? With these movies, how much do you think the Leprechaun movies would be more popular? Do you think the Leprechaun character would be more popular? Because I do feel like he is popular in a sense. And I think more so not in a sense of, I won't even say not anybody's favorite, because that's a lie, but not in like a sense of like you had mentioned, like with the big 3 with Jason, Michael, and Freddy, but just in a sense of like you'd mentioned maybe. But I was gonna say everybody's. I don't want to be the one person who said if you haven't seen a Leprechaun movie, you're not a true horror fan, all that bullshit. Because that's just a bunch of dumb cock bullshit. But I do want to say, most horror fans, at least all the horror fans that I've talked to, have seen at least 2 of these movies. I'll say at least 2 of them. If I'll throw it down to 1, but I'll say at least 2 of these movies. And it's one where it's just like they're fun, but how often do you watch them? The figure's cool as shit though. Getting the figure would be cool as shit. But I don't know. They're like the middle of the road horror. But I feel like I'm the type of person like had we started with like had we reviewed part 1, I feel like within this next week or 2 I'd have to just go through them all and watch them. So
I don't recall. Do they like bounce off of each other? They continue off of each other or anything, or is it like
not
time
really.
just passes? Right?
One and two did.
I think the first 2 did. The rest was just kind of just But what this series ended up turning out to, I guess you can say about any franchise or series to a certain extent. I mean, I guess after part 2, maybe even to an extent, maybe even after part 1, is it's a money grab. I'm not saying that they don't try hard in certain movies, but after a while, like, okay, we know that. For example, I'll use Halloween. That's probably a better example because it's coming out this October. If they were to make a Halloween movie to come out in another year or 2, we would all, no matter how Halloween ends. Sounds so stupid saying it. No matter how Halloween finishes, if there was something and they were like, okay, there's gonna be another one, they gave you a little clip at the end of the movie, how movies do now, we would all go still see it, or at least we would all watch it. However you watch movies, we would all still watch it just because. And there's a lot of people like myself that would go out and watch it in theaters just because it's fucking. Well, for me, it's because it's a horror movie. I mean, yes, Halloween, you could throw that in there, of course. But for me, because it's a horror movie that I'd be interested in seeing, like I do want to this year go to I don't want to say as many horror movies as possible because I know I can go to more than what I have been going to, but at least the ones I know I would enjoy. Like, you know what I mean? Like the last one I went to go see in theaters is X. I do plan on going to see Black Phone in theaters. That looks fucking awesome. And
yeah, it does.
That's Ethan Hawke, right?
Yes, sir. Big Ethan Hawke. I'm an Ethan Hawke fan. I'm not one of the fans who are like, oh shit, I got to see everything he's in. But if I see a preview of something I know he's in it, I'm like, you know what? I got to check that shit out. Yeah, he's one of those actors that he's like one of those actors for me that I'm a fan of, like a big fan of, but not one that you really think of. Like someone's like, I don't have a favorite actor. It's like, yo, who's your favorite actor? He wouldn't be one that I just think of like that. But he's one that, you know, you throw out one of his movies, I'm like, yeah, oh, he's in, yeah, like Sinister. Fucking love that movie. Fucking
I
love
gotta
it.
go back and check that still. I feel like I started watching it and I keep falling asleep because I watch it so late. But
I think because it's like there is gore in it. I know you're not big on gore. It's not too gory.
It's not too gory.
But there's blood, not like guts on blood. There's gore. There's some crazy kills in it. But the story, like the actual story, is really dope.
It's a really good one.
Fuck. And it's something to where you want to give your full attention to. Like you want to really just break down and just pay attention. Like you don't want to be on your phone. You don't want to be. I'm not saying you can't talk with your better half, but you don't want to be like in a conversation. Like it's one of those movies you really want to pay attention to because there's shit that goes on screen that if you turn your head, you're gonna miss it. Like literally on screen that goes on, no sound really, but just goes on. I don't want to ruin it, but just by saying that, so you'll really like focus on it.
Yeah. Sinister is like this decade's big 3. It's like Insidious, Conjuring, and Sinister.
I'm with you. Know what? I'm with you on that. Yes, I'm with you on that. Would you throw Midsommar in there too?
No, because there's only one of those. This is like a continuing on.
It's continuing stories. Yeah, like VHS would fall under this type of category.
I'm okay. But on that note, Sinister's only 2 movies.
So
yeah, but still, there's a sequel. I'm talking about like the decade where it was so popular. It's like the big 3. Everybody watched Sinister. They said it was good. Insidious was good. Conjuring was good. So it was like those 3 movies were constant. About.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I agree with that. And they all were good. And I'll even throw, just because I just mentioned Midsommar was another, like those were some excellent movies. And I'll even say I can't think of the fucking name of it right now, but there's another one that's a really great movie. So we did have some really great movies that came out these past few years, which I love. Hopefully we'll get some more over these next couple of years. And
I see some shit coming out, man.
It's good.
Like you mentioned, Black Phone.
Movies, and then
a lot of horror series.
Yes, I got to show you guys something.
Sandman, I want to check out.
So James and I, we did a Patreon episode. We did one, right? Patreon
one episode. Yep, so far.
But we're gonna work on some more this weekend, and so I'm going to be doing horror shows strictly on Patreon. There's going to be a Patreon exclusive, which you'd have to be once I get it launched, I'll let you guys know, but that'll be the second level, which is only going to be $5. Oh, my light turned back on. And so I was like, yo, James, this was last week. I was like, yo, James, think of a short horror short you want to review. And by like Wednesday, he's like, bro, I got nothing. He's like, ask your wife. I trust her judgment. She always has good picks, this, that, and the third. All right. So I tell my wife, she gets all happy and excited. This is this list right here.
Nice.
I just asked for like one show to start it out with, and she gave me a list of 18 shows and everywhere you can watch them. So like Netflix,
Nice.
Stars, Prime, etc. None of those are sponsors, but you definitely can be. And there's a lot of movies on the Z Network, movie podcasts that you guys may want to connect with. And hey, Peacock, there's a wrestling podcast on here too. You guys might want to connect with them. Just saying. And then, right. So then after Popcorn and Pints, go downstairs, check on the wife and all that stuff. I was getting ready to come back up here, and she's sleeping on my side of the bed. There's a list of 13 more freaking shows.
Nice.
And then, like, what was it, today or yesterday? She's been tagging me on Facebook in these past couple of days about newer shows that have been dropping. So she was like, I'm just gonna make a list of the new shows. Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of show content on there, a lot. And I'll tell you guys this, Patreon folk who want to hear some stuff from my wife here and there, besides when we're gaming, which that's gonna be starting hopefully Monday. Next Monday we can kind of get into a routine. What I want to do, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, is game from like say 7:45 to 8:45 or 9, and do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe if everything's buttoned up and we have time, 6:30 to 7:30 gaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays with her, or alone. But I'm just saying, just to do stuff with the wife. And Fridays are gonna be what do I call them? I was gonna call it Flashback Friday, but maybe I'll call it Freaky Friday. But the reason I was thinking about calling it Flashback Friday is because Flashback Friday. Fuck it. Old school games from 7:45 to 8:45 or 9, maybe later, depending on how I'm feeling. But it'll be old school systems from that till 9, and anything after that, if I do game on a Friday night, will be any system I just feel like playing, any game I feel like playing.
Nice.
Mondays and so I'm just gonna switch it up. So Monday, Wednesday, maybe I'll talk to the wife. We'll play either the Switch or the PlayStation if she wants to play something. Then Fridays we'll play 64. We were just playing Mario Kart the other day.
Nice.
Or not Mario Kart, sorry, Mario Party the other day. And I fixed my sound settings, I believe, because shout out to you, Curtis. He hit me up. He was like, yo, check your phone. And then he told me, he's like, yo, your sound is, I can hear the game, but I can't hear you guys. And so I muted the game, and then he heard us. So it was just pulling too much of the game sound in, but I figured that out. So it'll be better so you can hear us going back and forth, bickering, gaming, and having some fun, man. But yeah. And that will all be all my gaming content, by the way, from here on out. Is going to be strictly on Twitch because I'm trying to do what my homeboy did and make affiliate. So you need to go check out the Worst Damn Gamers Twitch channel because he's always putting up some dope content, podcasting, gaming and stuff, positive messages.
Unless the little bastard on the other end sucks. No.
he gets bullied by kids a lot. We need some adults to come just go in his comments and just stick up for him. And you get some Spanish recipes also if you pay attention.
No, you don't.
I tried. Listen, if I'll tell you what, you guys get him to make partner, he's gonna give you guys some Spanish recipes.
No, I'm not.
He is.
I will never.
I'll do it then.
Be my guest.
Just because
they're not going to be Spanish, they're probably going to be fucking recipes for corn dogs or hot dogs that he raw dogs or something, Pop Tarts.
You can't raw dog food that's cooked. That doesn't make any sense. But that's for another conversation. That's for another conversation. But no, I just want to tell you guys about that cool stuff I have coming up, and put you guys on in this Thursday. We are reviewing Alligator and Alligator 2.
What the fuck
Mutation.
is this? Okay.
You found another thing to affect.
Yes, I did. I found a little
I thought that was the movie trailer. I was like, oh, fucking A.
No. No.
I was confused too at first. I was like, "What movie is that?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
No. It won't be that, guys. Trust me. It's
Watching
from
a Disney.
they're from the 80s. I think one came out in I forgot when they fucking came out. 79, 80, and like
79 and 81, maybe.
79 and 81. It was something like that. So these were Mick was like, you guys should check these movies out. I believe he'll be on here. I think both the scene times will be on with us.
I think he's trying to get the other dude.
Yeah, he was sick. He was sick with COVID last week, Casey. So hopefully he's feeling better. Shout out to you, Casey.
Word.
And that's gonna be a fun one. And I think there are actually gonna be some pretty decent movies, like that are not just entertaining or funny, but actually like, oh shit.
I already seen them.
Good.
I won't say nothing though.
I didn't watch them yet. I'm gonna watch them both Thursday. But shit. I don't have too much more to say about this Leprechaun movie.
No,
honestly.
it's one of those movies. It's not like nothing stands out either.
No,
I'm trying to think. Where else was this guy in?
Good.
Say that again.
What what's his name? So something Davis or the guy who played the Leprechaun? Yeah, other than Willow, right? Like that's the only other thing I know him from. Was he the one in Willow?
I'm not sure.
He was in other stuff. Oh, he was in Harry Potter, one of the Harry Potters, I think. As one of those bank trolls or something.
Warwick Davis.
That was in the same
movie.
Unless I just read this comment because I don't know.
No, he was Willow. He definitely was in Willow. Yeah, he was in Willow, Leprechaun, Harry Potter, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Chamber of Secrets or something.
And Death Hallows Part 2, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was also in Willow, the TV show.
Hello.
Valerio 3D, Moon Valley, Double Trouble.
I gotta get his. I hope he's at a con that I go to, because I would definitely get his autograph for a Leprechaun.
Wait, he was in Rise of Skywalker?
Mm-hmm.
No way. Okay. Cool. Makes sense. Now that makes sense. He was in Maleficent. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I gotta check.
I haven't seen that yet either.
Solo. I didn't even realize he was in that. Okay. Yep. And then he did a voice, I guess, in Star Wars Rebels. A couple of them, actually. A couple different episodes. He was in Star Wars The Last Jedi. Okay. He was in... Damn. So pretty much anything they can stuff his ass into a small suit and make him look good, and it's a tiny person, he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, real quick, guys. I went to Colony Center earlier with the wife, right? Got something from the food court. There's a place in there called Fried Chicken.
Uh-huh.
Yo.
That's what it's called? That's it?
Yeah, fried chicken.
Okay.
Yo. I was like, we walked up there, right? I looked at the sign. I was like, oh, shit. Like, when we were walking up and down the food court to see what we wanted before we walked around and walked back up there again. I'm walking up there. I looked up. I seen it in like the corner of my eyes. Like, wait, is that fried chicken? Walked down there, looked at it, read the sign real quick. I was like, yep. Walked around for a little bit. Then I was like, all right, what do you want to get? What do I want to get? I ended up going to the Philly cheesesteak place and then that fried chicken, yo. If you're ever in Colony Center and you're hungry, just go get some of that fried chicken. That's all I'm going to say. That shit was good. That shit was good as shit. I was so happy. And it's like nice and crispy. The fries were good. I'm telling you, it's fucking delicious. So yes, go there.
Travel, Zorro. God damn.
Did your wife get the same?
No, she went. So what we did was we just went to two different spots. Like we got the Philly cheesesteak thing, and then I got the chicken, and we just split it. That way you can.
Gotcha.
That's the good thing about the food court. You can get. I mean, I guess you can say that about any restaurant, but the food court. You go to with any restaurant, you can order two different things. But with the food court, you can go to two completely different restaurants. Like, okay, I want this, I want that, but
yeah, they split. Yeah,
yeah, and just kind of split it. So yeah, we did that.
Your homie is 3'6".
What's funny is in this movie he said something about 3'9". I think he was freestyling or something.
No, this is he got those platforms on.
Those shoes, yeah. He said something 3'9".
Motherfucker's like as high as my balls. Like you gotta watch out when he's running around. You don't want to catch his fucking dunk right to the head.
What if he just tumbled over mad slow? What happened? Making Kevin Hart look like a fucking giant. Holy shit.
This like I said, it was okay. like I said, my biggest gripe was that it wasn't as horror-y as I would have wanted it to be for it being Leprechaun, and the way they edited it up kind of did away with that. That's what kind of like you knew he was gonna do some shit. He was threatening people and like I'm gonna do some shit to you, and then that's it. But they never really showed exactly, unless it was the after effect of it. You know what I mean? Like the finger being missing, the pick being in his neck, and other than that, I can't think of how else he killed anybody else.
Yeah. Oh, he made the one shoot himself. One of the
yeah. What
that was his main trick. It's the hand thing, and he knocked the guns out of their hands and everything. I'm like,
or made the gun hot with
they did it like 4 times. I'm like, come on.
What? So where did the chain come from? Was that in all the other movies? Because I don't remember.
No, part 1 they stopped him by shooting four-leaf clover in his throat.
Because was it part 1 or part 1 is when he's in the basement, right?
Yeah, where they find the box. They release
he's
him.
trapped in that thing, and there's a four-leaf clover on top of it, which keeps him trapped in there.
Yeah,
and then
someone moved it.
I don't remember. Like, I would go back and watch.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, she's in the
first I think that was her first movie ever. I think
I gotta check that. I keep forgetting it. I gotta go back to it one day.
I think it's the best one still.
Oh yeah, it is hands down the best movie overall. With the definitely. Because it's the one that, like, again, if they would have taken that route, these movies would have been so much better. Because what they could have done, honestly, is taken that route and made maybe 4 movies, but made them really dark, creepy, scary shit. And then maybe the 4th one they finally destroy them or whatever. But the way they made it does work too. You know what I mean? Because Leprechaun is something that you want certain movies in the horror conversation, so to speak, or that people will eventually discuss. And I feel like this is definitely one of them, to where, I mean, I guess this is a better way of saying it. To an extent of popularity, is if Warwick Davis was at a con, horror fans will go get his autograph. You know what I mean? You can't say that about every single horror. I think that's the best way of kind of saying it, in a sense. In a sense. Like, I know Scream's another one, even though I don't like it, but Scream is another one where a lot of people go and get autographs from that movie.
Did you hear Neve Campbell's not doing the next one?
Yeah, I think because they're cutting her pay some, which
she didn't like the pay. She didn't feel it was her worth.
Yeah, which, hey, I mean, if you there ain't nothing wrong, I don't know.
Unless she's the main star, if she's just doing little scenes here and there.
Yeah, but I mean, shit.
Like, bitch, you're not relevant anymore.
No. You know what's gonna happen?
I mean, the whole story still revolves around Sidney Prescott. It's always about Sidney Prescott.
And there is people who are just fucking diehard Scream fans. Which,
shut the fuck up.
That's cool.
Motherfuckers.
I was hoping you were gonna yell, but you didn't want to argue with somebody out the window or something so stupid.
I don't know where they are.
Good point.
And I'm not getting up to check.
You know what was funny about that is how they just held on the horn. Literally, right after Chris stopped talking, they were just like, "All right, fuck you too, motherfucker."
Yeah, no, they heard him. They're like, "Fuck you." Oh, wow.
I would have drove off by now if fucking somebody I was supposed to be picking up didn't fucking come out after this much honk. I'm like, yo, I'm good. I'm wasting gas. I'm wasting battery. You're wasting my time.
On top of that, yo, listen, be ready when I get there, all right?
Yeah, I know. Everybody has their phone.
I'm out front.
I wonder, unless it's a taxi.
Bro, I literally watched somebody come to pick up somebody. Stop in the middle of the fucking street. It's a one-way street. Cars were parked on both sides. Stop in the middle of the street. Get out. Run to the house. Left the passenger in the passenger seat. Cars are fucking 5 deep behind him honking to move. Motherfucker's in the house still talking to his boy or whatever. Like, and then the passenger gets out. It's like, I can't drive, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Oh, man.
God.
Only in the ghetto, man.
Yeah. Been
like,
there.
That should get on my nerves. Like, how you gonna there's that, and then there's the people who will literally stop because they see their boy on the side of the street, park in the middle of the street, talking outside. I'm like, what the fuck? Or
pull over. The worst part about that is 3 parking spots in front and behind the car that was directly next to him, which was making him block everybody from either being able to go around. 2 in front, 1 behind, and on this side, fucking 3 cars right in front of my house. A house over.
The worst is to me is when 2 cars, they know each other and they park and they're talking out of the windows.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's bad.
fucking hate that. And they see you because the one sees you because they're facing you, and they're still talking. You're like, motherfucker. You're like, you're lucky. I'm not driving because I'll run you down.
You got that, and then you also got the other ones where it's the person, like say the car's parked on the side of the street, but the person they're talking to is still in the fucking street and they won't move.
Oh, the person, yeah.
I'm like, you
can
That's all right.
You back to the car.
I'm like, you could sit in the car with the person. You can go on the other side of the go on the sidewalk. That person can just put their window down, and you can just talk through the car like that.
No, I understand they can't. You got to give them a little nudge. You get really close and bump. You got to give them a nudge, and they'll run.
Since he brought up using the other side of the car, parents of different ethnicities, okay? Be fucking smart. Get your kids out on the sidewalk side. Close that goddamn door. We're trying to drive here.
I agree. Yes. I hate that they take them out in the car.
Ignorant, roadside. Stupid asses.
Yo,
and then you're the first one. Oh, my kid! I can't believe the asshole ran him over. First of all, you let him out the car and wasn't holding his hand, paying attention. He's in the street, stupid.
Yeah, no, you put him there.
And that's something I never understood. I'm like, okay, so anytime I'll get my little cousins or nieces or nephews when they get in or out of my car, if I'm parked like on the street, especially from my home, it's either they're holding my hand if their car seat's on the other side because I don't know how to put the car seat in, their parents do it, or they're getting in, or matter of fact, they're still getting in on the side that's not in the road, and they're going to crawl through, climb in their seat. I buckle them up and go off just because, just to be safe, just in case something did happen. I'd rather me get hit than them get hit. Yeah. Or at the same time, I can jump out the way quicker. I can jump on top of my vehicle if I needed to. They can't.
Yo, I wonder how much money Martin Hardy and Mazzotti makes off of situations like that.
They make so much money where I put a hardwood floor down for my father. I worked with my father, and the house was so big. It had 6 fireplaces.
Nice.
The kid's bedroom had a slide that goes down to the kitchen.
Nice.
That's dope.
That's fucking. Did you use it?
Nice.
No, it wasn't being built. The contractors were saying they had the 6 fireplaces in. The house is huge. There's the upstairs and everything. They just did, and there's a hole because my father was like, "What the hell is this for?" It's in the kitchen. Guys, slide's gonna hook to this. So when they call it on a push button, the kid.
Yo, they heard him talking about their fucking layout of the house. They hacked his signal, bro. They stopped that. You're divulging too much information, son.
He might have to bounce and come back.
Go use the slide.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I would get on that motherfucker so fast.
That's like dumb waiters?
Yeah.
Fucking our houses used to have them, but they didn't have the shit in the shaft no more. But I would fucking drop down through them and fucking try to catch myself at each level and shit. Yeah.
How many times have you fallen all the way down to the basement? Or all the way down to whatever the last floor was?
Once from the 2nd floor, never from the 3rd floor. And it wasn't too bad because I I caught myself in that slipped type deal. So I stopped and then fucking fell type deal. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
How often have you gotten yelled at for doing that or not really?
I only got caught once.
Good job.
I only got caught once. Yep.
Here's another time where I picture your mother just hearing this, her being there in the background. Here comes a sandal. I knew that was you. She see a little handprint or something there, I knew that was you.
Nah, those things were kind of dope. Those shits were fucking super dope, actually.
You know what movie that's in is Halloween. Was it Resurrection? Is that the one? Busta Rhymes, there's the dumb waiters in there.
Yep.
There you go.
No, Halloween.
No. Shit, they were in a couple of them. They was in part 4 or 5 because not Jamie Lee Curtis. What is her name? Danielle Harris was a kid in it. His niece.
Who the hell's that?
Danielle Harris. Mm-hmm. Halloween. She was in Halloween 4 and 5.
No clue who the hell she is.
Anyway.
Fucking James leaving us again. Leaving us early. Fucking guy just clocking out.
Yep.
Figured,
He probably should have
if he was working at that Popeyes from last week, he would have got slapped.
Oh shit.
You saw that shit?
Wait, the what?
So the manager got mad at the staff, and one of the girls was like, "Fuck this, I'm cutting out early" or whatever, and just left, like punched out and left. And he like manhandled her and smacked the shit out of her or some shit.
Oh shit!
It's like, you guys are gonna fucking learn to respect me. I was like, listen, ain't no biscuits, no thighs, no drumsticks, not even if they own a female.
It was worth that.
Worth that.
Yo, guess what happened to him? Arrested, lawsuit, lost his job.
Yeah, but when he came out, they probably promoted him.
I don't know about that.
No, definitely not. Definitely
I don't know
not.
about that one.
No. He'd work out real good in China. Go work in a factory. You must stay on progress.
Oh, he said OBS crashed and froze his PC.
He crashed. So you got anything else to say about this bitch?
Just for the fact that like I said, I would watch again. I don't know how soon, but this is something from watching this right here, and I know it's gonna be painful to say this. I want to like start from part 1 and go all the way through them, including Leprechaun in Space, which I fucking hated.
I didn't
Not
even
as
know
bad
they
as
did a
Blood Lake,
Leprechaun in Space.
but it was so fucking terrible. Like I was hoping for a fun, funny, like how this was, but in space. And it wasn't that. It was just, it was weird. It was corny. It wasn't funny. It wasn't. I'm over here ranting about that one. Hang on. All good, man. We're wrapping up soon anyway. It's all good.
Slacker.
It's taking long. He had to restart or whatever. But what about you, man? You got any final thoughts about this film?
Nah, I like I said, I kind of wish it was a little bit more serious in the horror side than anything else. Honestly, I don't mind, the hood side. I don't mind the jokey side. But if it would have been a little bit more serious for what this entity should be, then these are some gold movies.
I agree with that, and I'll say we lost that after part 2. Part 2, I think, started to get a little bit sillier. I know part 1 had some funniness to it, I'm sure. And I know part 2 definitely did have some. Like they could have made this a dark horror comedy. I think that's pretty much what you're basically saying. Like that dark. So you still have the horror, like the serious, good horror elements, the jump scare, the cheesy, cheap jump scares, but then you have like the funniness, maybe after the fact or a little after the fact or in between or whatever. But again, I can't say that they did wrong just because people still discuss this movie and like in a good light, not necessarily like, oh, it's a great movie, but more of like a fun, entertaining type of 1 and 2 are great or whatever you want to call them. The rest are fun to watch once or twice here and there, or even for like I said on what is it? Fuck. What's the holiday?
Halloween?
No. For this.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you. St. Patrick's Day. This is like that St. Pat. Like you can't think of any horror movie to watch. This is like that St. Patrick's Day horror movie run through if you go through the whole franchise or whatever. Like Friday the 13th, Halloween, all that other stuff, and whenever you watch Freddy, was that like in the fallish? I don't know, or whatever you just feel like watching it. But this is definitely one of those. This like isn't one of the ones to where, and yes, some are worse than others, of course. But this isn't one of the movies where it's like, okay, I can only watch like 1 or 2 movies of this franchise and I'm done, like completely done. Like, I can go all the way through these.
I think he's so dope, though. I think they did a great job putting him together as far as the characters.
The look
and everything. You know what I mean?
I love it, and that's why I kind of wish. This is why I kind of wish like the whole universe, multi-universe shit was real in a sense of movies. Like you get the movies how they are now, and you get them in like that altered reality of how they are, how they would be for example, like with this one, if it was like that darker, scary tone with still humor in it, but less humor in it. And like dark, not only that, but let's say make it more dark humor. You know what I mean? Like that morbid dark humor, but it's still, you get a chuckle out of it. But you're just like, oh my gosh. And then you can
I kind of put him on the fucking level of Freddy as far as his character goes.
Similarity. I was gonna say that.
They're both super charismatic. They're both super fucking taunting and haunting. You know what I mean? They both have like metaphysical powers. So it's like, not for nothing. Like they could have made this into a powerhouse like the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Kind of sucks they did.
And see with that though, I feel like Freddy. I mean, Freddy was first for one, and then for two, Freddy still had some scarier elements to the films throughout each. For the ones from what I remember, yes, I know they turned into a lot of. There's a lot of like comedy stuff, but there was still a lot of, you know what I mean. And there was really good kills in them too. But there was still a lot of scare elements, still a lot of jump scares,
Oh
at
yeah,
least throughout the whole franchise.
yeah,
And this one, it stopped at the first two, after the first two movies,
yeah,
in my opinion. And I have to go back and watch those to see how much of that factor is honestly true. But I'll say it stopped after the first two. And again, Freddy's just scary. Of course, I enjoy Freddy more. Who I won't say who doesn't, because there's people who love this, so I won't say that. But I agree with that. And it's just funny you said that, because I was thinking that earlier, and just because of the conversation we were having earlier, I kept forgetting to say it. But yeah, I
yeah,
definitely agree with you on that. And I feel, yeah, this is definitely, for me, it's worth the watch. It's worth,
yeah,
again. This is, if you're somebody who doesn't like horror comedy at all, don't waste your time, because you're
yeah,
not going to enjoy it. You're not gonna watch for what it is.
yeah.
This is definitely a turn your brain off. If you I'm not, no, this is, if you smoke, get high and watch this first. If you don't smoke, that's fine too. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. But again, turn your brain off. By that I mean all those things of, okay, well, it's not this, it's not that, blah blah blah. No, turn your brain off. Watch it. Have a good time with it. Turn your brain back on when you're done watching it, and then really think about it. And give
Yeah.
your ideas or whatever you got to say about it.
You know, to what we were saying about Freddy or whatnot, what helps give Freddy more of that terrifying shit?
Watch
Fuck
video.
you. Gives you more of that like terror factor and that like frightening factor. It's just so much of the darkness of and the lighting and shit where he's obscure in a lot of scenes and shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then when he's in your face and he's tormenting you, and then he like
Yes,
recedes back to the shadows and
exactly.
hunts you type deal. This guy's just always in the light. He's just always forefront. He's just out there. So I mean that's where I think they lose some of that element of the fear factor in him.
Yeah, you know what? That's true too. Like, if there was more darkness in this movie, as far as light, I'm not even talking about just the tone. I mean, like, visually, if it was darker in certain points, you see him, and maybe if you didn't see him as much, because that kind of takes the fear away too. If you think about it, especially if you're watching this as a kid, like if you see him through, which, let's just say you see him through like half of the movie, like literally 50% of the movie, that's where you visually see him. That takes the fear away than if you see him in like maybe 15%. As far as like seeing him in the light, let's say maybe 5% of the movie, but most of the time you see him, so you just see like the silhouette or the shadows of him. But again, I guess if they change the tone of it a little bit, they can kind of still show him, because similar to Child's Play, I'm not saying Chucky's scary to me as a grown man, but as a kid, the first one definitely, would scare you. You could see how, you could see why. I mean, fucking one of your toys coming alive and all that crazy shit, and it's just in it. But again, with Chucky's another one you can kind of make similar to this, where he took a similar role as far as like the first. I know for a fact the first one, maybe the first two, maybe the first three, but let's just say the first one, because I'm not for sure. First two, actually, I can say confidently. The first two, I can say confidently, had like that more scary, serious tone to it. Maybe part three, but part three is the army one, so I don't remember too well.
Yeah.
And then the rest after that is just basically all comedy, up to, I'll say, the series, the Chucky series. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Like that, I watched the first season of it. I'm actually going back to watch the first season of it again to review that, and that shit is good. Like, it has the comedy in it, but it's a darker tone. As a matter of fact, you know what? Leprechaun, the creators of this, maybe make a series, maybe even if you do like a little mini series, but build up to like have like a backstory, a mythos of it, and all of this other shit, but make it real dark, really dark, scary, and gory, and fucking just have kills in it to where people are wondering how these people are dying. But maybe have it in the same town or whatever as what the original one took place in, and there's like this myth about him or whatever, and maybe at some part in the series you see why, you get kind of like a prequel why what's going on in the series is going on, but you get it later on, like you get the back, you get the, and you see that somebody finds his gold in that town again and takes it and all this other shit. Just saying, people, I think that would work well with this. I think this can make a really fun series.
I got Wanlack13 who says Leprechaun is one of the best, worst movies ever.
Who said that?
His name's Wanlack13.
What's up? And that's not a bad. that's not a bad. You're right. Is what I'm trying to say. Like that's not a bad way to say it because they're so fun. But again, if you go back to the first two, I think you actually have some decent movies there as well as entertaining. I know some people are like, how's it a good movie and how's it not, or how's it entertaining but a bad movie?
Yeah.
This is a great example. This is how it's entertaining but a bad movie. There's other examples. My favorite horror comedy, Thanksgiving, is a terrible movie, but I fucking love it. I give it a 10 every single time I watch it. It's one of those things. I am.
It was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. It was entertaining, but a 10 it was not.
For me, it was for what, because it did what it was supposed to do and make me laugh. And you're just like, this is so ridiculous. It's cheesy. It's everything I wanted. It didn't even know I wanted it until I seen the movie. But yeah, this is definitely one of those films where it's like it's this one. You can almost say it's so bad it's good, or so bad it's decent. It's definitely fun. Yes, I can hear you.
No, not you. He said he could hear you, but not me.
So shit, I'm gonna have to go through the series soon. I don't know when, just because.
Do it, man.
I don't
do it. Why not?
March. If I don't wait till March, I will go through the series. But yeah, again, people, I'm not sure exactly when. I'm hoping by Monday at the latest, but it may be a little further back. We'll see. I'm gonna start gaming on Twitch. Monday, I'm gonna tell you the days. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays would start at 7:45 and end, especially Monday and Wednesday would end no later than 9:00. Friday, that can go on later, and Friday is Flashback Friday, which means for that hour and 15 minutes of the hour is going to be myself and my wife playing the Nintendo 64, the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo, possibly GameCube, like all the old systems where you had to use the red, yellow, and white cords, or hooking up in the back of the TV with the the gray box you screw it in. I have something to where I can stream the art. Thank you. The RF. It's been so many fucking years that I've had to use those because now I can use the red, yellow, and white. What is it? RCA shit or whatever.
RCA now HDMI, but
yeah that's what I'm saying. For everything else, like
HDMI, 5 colors.
So, well, actually, I have a little converter thing where you plug in the RCA cables and then the other end, plug it into that, and then the other end is HDMI. Yeah, is HDMI out. So I plug that right into my game capture card, and boom. So you will be seeing that on Fridays. Again, that's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 7:45 to 9. And the reason why it's 7:45, people, is because I'm going to work till 7, and then I plan on as long as it's not raining out, I want to start working out, at least cardio, walking the dogs with the wife. So I figure between 7:30, do that, get a little half hour, then come on. And then Tuesday, Thursday, it'd be about 6:30 to 7:30 gaming as well. All on
Wong just hit us with the quote: "A friend with weed is a friend indeed, but a friend with gold is the best friend, I'm told."
Damn right. Damn right, man. Damn right. Oh man, this okay, see, this right here is one of those films to where you could use this one right here, Leprechaun in the Hood, or you can use the whole franchise, whatever. You talk like this at a horror convention, you're gonna have some fun conversations. And this is why I love watching those. I mean, I'll watch a shitty movie. Everybody knows that. But this is why I like watching those shitty movies all the way up to good or great, because I feel like the shitty to mediocre, halfway decent ones have the most fun, funny conversations. Just because when the movies are real ridiculous, you know what I mean? When you have just because of all the crazy, weird, silly, stupid shit. And when you first watch some of these films, you're like, I'm the only one who likes it. I can't be the only one who likes this shit. You go to these conventions. No. But I'm just saying, because you're watching it and you're just how ridiculous it is. Like I was watching some with my wife and she just leaves the fucking room. And then you go to the cons and you mention it and you're just like, oh yeah, that movie's fucking, it's terrible, but I fucking love it. Well, why? Because it just works for whatever reason. And this is one of those films again, so I love it. I love it for that reason. Still sticking with my 6. But yeah, I'm about wrapped up on this one. How about you, good sir?
I'm good.
I mean, you're sticking with your rating too? You're 5?
Yeah, I'll keep it with a 5. Just because, like I said, at this point in time, it's kind of like he said. It's the best worst movie. I mean, I'm the best worst damn gamer there is, so I can relate. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm a 5 or my content's a 5. That's completely different. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to this movie, I agree with that tale and context there. They did all right with it. I can't complain. I didn't shut it off. I watched the whole thing. I was up till 2:30 in the morning watching it, and I stood awake. So,
damn,
that says something. You know what I mean? I started at like 1:30, 1:45 or something like that. And it's like, all right,
a lot more than something. That says a lot.
I mean, like I said, I also had a little bit of a nostalgia factor to it because I used to watch. I watched Leprechaun 3 and 5 a lot when I was younger. A lot.
I love that you said that, because just today, literally just today, my wife and I were, I don't know if we're going to or from Colony Center, but anyway, to the mall, for those who don't know what Colony Center is. And I think we were talking about Stranger Things, and just like if you've seen it, how it's like based, 80s based, and just the nostalgia factor. Like, you're somebody who you would enjoy that, because it's not like it's a fun story. It's a good. I think you would enjoy it, honestly. You should definitely go and start from season 1. But that nostalgia factor really pulls you in. Then we were talking about like the Nightmare on Elm Street and the Friday the 13th and the Halloweens. Like, just watching them just in general. If you're a huge fan of that certain franchise or not, you just watch them because, like, I remember watching these with so and so when I was a kid, or all that other good shit. And yeah, so I understand that completely. And just once again, people, Thursday, Alligator 1 and 2.
The Mutation.
Tune in for that. That's going to be a fun review. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And we're going to do our end of the show plugs and wrap this one up. Boom.
Yes, sir. And everybody, you already know me. If you don't, you're about to. My name is the worst damn gamer ever, aka Chris. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. Go hit the TikTok, hit the follow. Tons of short form content there, chopped up. I'm getting back into my routine of putting it up. If you don't watch any of these episodes while they're live, you got 2 weeks to watch them on Twitch, and then after the fact, they'll be up on the YouTube for you as well. I gotta say thank you to everybody on TikTok, everybody on Instagram, Facebook, all the viewers that have been coming through: Alonzo, Wong Lack, Jahan, Corey Leandra, Just Crazy PC account, David25J, the Baseball Ninja. Thank you so much. Those were just the ones from today. So thank you for coming by, enjoying the stream. You can catch me pretty much almost every day of the week at different times. I do 4 podcasts a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm right here with Sturdy. Saturday, where I'm on Popcorn and Pints, I got my own called the Midnight Matinee. That's Saturday at midnight Eastern time. Fell off last week because I passed the fuck out sitting up, but that's a whole nother story for another time. I'll save that for a stream. Come through, hit the chat, and let's talk about it. You can go check out our boy Dreams the Creator. He's pretty much helped us with all of our imagery. Anything that you see that's visually pleasing, he's probably had a hand in or taught us how to do something or worked with us on the design. So you can catch him on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. If you need somebody to do anything digital, whether it's music, photography, video, he's the man for it. You need somebody to videotape a happy moment for you and immortalize it, he's going to do it for you. Let him know Worst Damn Gamer and Sturdy sent you. He'll hook you up with a great price. So Good at Scary, our boy from up in Canada. Kyle's running that one. Dope horror content. He's got a great TikTok page with tons of interactive stuff for stitching and duetting. So if you're down for that, go check him out on Facebook and Instagram. This one's super cool because if you're an independent creator, if you're a movie maker, if you got a project 30 minutes or less, you can actually send it to him on Facebook and he'll get in contact with us and we can do a review of it right here on Tuesday or Thursday. You could be a part of it as well if you want. Another piece of the Z Network, Joe of Any Last Words. Go check her out. She's got a Patreon. She's got TikTok. That's dope. She's got Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. She's got pretty much anything covered in a dark space, from cooking recipes to origin stories, ghost stories, reviews. She just started her own horror magazine. So go support, check her out, and let her know we sent you and that you're a friend of the Z Network.
Hell yeah. And like he said, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we will review those horror shorts, half hour or less. We'll show them live, review them. You can come on for the interview and also review the movie that we're reviewing that night. And again, it's Tuesday and Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right over here on Horror with Sir Sturdy. And you can just go right to horrorwithsir.sturdy.com, which I will end up putting my QR code at the end of the show notes right here, the end of the show plugs for it. But my QR code, you go to horrorwithsir.sturdy.com, or you can just hit the QR code, which is when you see my picture come back up, you'll see what I'm talking about, and it'll bring you right to my website, which you can get to every single one of my links. Then you can head on over to Popcorn and Pints. Excuse me. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and the_Z_network. Every Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we review 2 movies. We try to see how these 2 films connect. This Saturday, we're doing Garden State and Collateral. So tune in and see how we connect those 2 films. If we remember to do it, we try to remember. We're like up and down with it. Like sometimes we'll hit like 2-3 weeks in a row, and then we'll forget for like 6 months. So I still call that up and down. we're a work in progress, people. We're a work in progress. Then you got Stories from a Bar. Check it out. Awesome podcast. He just showed us in our group chat another band he's gonna have coming up for his next episode of that.
Nice.
So what we're doing now is reviewing bands, and he still does his normal stuff on there. He has interviews with a lot of, I won't even just say just bands, just independent music creators. So if you're an independent music creator, go to the Facebook page on Stories from a Bar or Instagram or Twitter and just say, hey, I would love to be on your podcast to discuss my music, to show you my music and all this other good stuff. And he'll have you on there. But Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can check out this amazing freaking podcast. It's highly, highly worth it. And shout out, wrong one. Shout out to the whole freaking Z Network people. Hit that Z Network link tree. It's in the description. Check out every single piece of content on the Z Network. There's some awesome, fun, funny, just different content on there. We're not all movie podcasters, believe it or not. We're not all movie podcasters and video game creators or video game content creators. We're all different types of content creators. You're going to get a unique bunch. Go to the Z Network and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. That said, people, thank you for watching this episode of Horror with Sir Sturdy. I will see you in your nightmares. Oh, one more thing. August 12th, 13th, and 14th. I keep forgetting to freaking mention this. I got to make a thing to pop up. But August 12th, 13th, and 14th, up here in Schenectady, New York at Proctor's, I will be at Fandom Fest. And guess what? I have a table there. I'll be selling some merch. I have my podcast equipment there. So if you are, hey, whoever wanted to come, hey, you want to come, I want to say some shit, come sit down, say some shit. I have this computer set up, I have the camera set up, say some shit, and it'll be some stuff I'll just put out, just drop out on YouTube and Facebook and all the other fun stuff. But yeah, August 12th, 13th, and 14th, I got to remember to keep mentioning that. I will be at Fandom Fest. Again, I'll have some merch, some mugs. My wife's making few other things. I forgot what.
Empanadas.
Oh, she's actually making those either tomorrow or Friday for dinner. So you're right about that too. Yeah, I'm excited about that. She actually texted. Never mind. I'm not gonna get too excited. Never mind. Different conversation. But anyways, that's QR code right there in the corner. And boop, boop, take somebody's phone and just boop, boop, get that, and then do it with yours right after. Go check out the Scene Snobs. They're coming on. They're on at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. They already started. So go check out the Scene Snobs. There's another awesome podcast, and they will be on here Thursday. Peace.
Peace.
I keep grabbing the wrong fucking mouse.